Hi students, today's topic is coelom. Okay, in this coelom is the term coined by Ernest Haeckel. Haeckel is the scientist who coined the term coelom. It is a large fluid-filled space or cavity between body wall and visceral organs, lined by mesodermal epithelium, the peritoneum. Student, it is the coelom is the body cavity or the space between the visceral organs and the body wall. Student, it is the body wall, students. It is the body wall, and this is a gut tube, students, and there are this is the provide space for the location of the different types of the visceral organs. Visceral organs means internal organs. This is a space for the availability of the visceral organs. This is the gut tube, food tube, student, and this is the body wall. Both the side having body wall. Student, this is a space. This is a space between the body wall and the visceral organs, and also with the gut tube. There is a space between the foot tube and the visceral organs with the body wall. That is, the space is called body cavity or the coelom or secondary body cavity, also called perivisceral cavity, student. Okay, and it is the body cavity. It is the body cavity, student. Entire this is the body cavity. This is the body cavity, and totally this is lined with the mesodermal epithelium, that is the peritoneum. Entire the body cavity is lined with, surrounded with the mesoderm layer, that is the layer derived from, obtained from the mesodermal epithelium, that is called peritoneum, student. Next, on the base of coelom, animals are three types. Which type of the coelom present in the animals? On the base of the presentation of the coelom in the animals are three types. In this first one is acoelomates. Acoelomates. The acoelomates, these are bilaterian animals. Acoelomates means body cavity is absent. Acoelomates, perivisceral cavity, body cavity, or coelom, true coelom is absent in these animals. Okay, these are bilaterian animals, students, are not all bilaterian animals. Some amount of the bilaterian animals are act as a acoelomates. Acoelomates means animals does not have body cavity. Example, which animals, which are the bilaterians that shows the acoelom, that is platyhelminthes. The flatworms belongs from the phylum Platyhelminthes. These are the bilaterians, does not have the body cavity or perivisceral cavity. Student, mesoderm derives mesenchyme. Mesoderm, it is produces mesenchyme. Mesoderm produces mesenchyme fluid. Mesenchyme tissue fluid occupies the space between the ectoderm and endoderm. Student, there is a three germinal layers formed at the development of the embryonic system of the animal. These are ectoderm, endoderm. Between these two, there is another one of the layer, that is mesoderm. Mesoderm, in these animals, mesoderm produces mesenchyme fluid. That is, the mesenchyme fluid occupies the portion of the blastocele occupies the portion of the blastocyst. Already you know about blastocyst. Blastocyst, it is the one of the cavity space at the stage of the blastula in embryonic development. Student, you know about the blastula stage. This is the student, it is the morula. Morula is a small ball shaped like structure. It is the group of the cells arranged in the form of the ball like shape. Okay, this is the blastula, student. Entire, it is the blastula. It is the blastula is formed from the stage of the morula. Student, already you know about the fertilization between the male and the female gamete that forms the zygote. Okay, zygote develops into the goes to the division and forms the morula. This is the morula, student. At the stage of the morula, this is inner part of the group cells or goes to the destruction, disappear and forms the space. This is the space is called blastocyst. Blastocyst. After morula is develops into the blastula. Blastula is with a space, inner space, that is called blastocyst. It is the blastocyst is considered as a primary body cavity. Okay, it is the first body cavity in the developmental history of the animal. Okay, this is the space is called blastocyst. Blastocyst is also called primary body cavity. Okay, mesoderm produces mesenchyme fluid. Mesenchyme fluid, it occupies the space between the ectoderm and the endoderm, and entire the mesenchyme is also occupies the blastocyst. Okay, student, it is the mesenchyme fluid occupies this blastocyst space. Blastocyst is the space. Blastocyst is the space is occupied by the mesenchyme fluid. Okay, student, and in this, student, so adult animal absence of the primary cavity because blastocyst portion is occupied by the mesenchyme fluid. So adult animal is with the absence of the primary body cavity or the blastocyst. Okay, and also with the absence of the secondary body cavity. Secondary body cavity, that is coelom, true coelom or perivisceral cavity. Entire the space between the ectoderm and the endoderm is occupied by the mesenchyme fluid. Okay, entire the blastocyst or the primary body cavity is occupied by the mesenchyme fluid derived from the mesoderm. Okay, exhibit solid body plan. These are the animals exhibit solid body plan. Animals exhibit a solid body plan because most amount of this space is occupied by this total space is occupied by the mesenchyme fluid. This is the space filled with the mesenchyme fluid. Total space filled with the mesenchyme fluid. Next, internal organs cannot move freely due to the absence of the cavity. Student, it is the cavity. It is the cavity. There is a internal organs are there. Student, this is the space for the location of the internal organs. There is a internal organs. Okay, some amount of the organs is located in this place. Okay, these are the internal organs are cannot move freely. Okay, due to the absence of the cavity. Body cavity is absent. By this, internal organs locates in the space. In this space, cannot move freely, and diffusion of the material from the gut to the body wall is also slow. Student, it is the gut wall or the food tube and digested food particles diffusion to the outside, okay, and transports to the outside. It is very slow because of absence of the body cavity. Diffusion of the material from the gut to the body parts of the body wall. Diffusion of the food particles from the food tube or the gut to the body wall is also slow in this type of the animals. Students, it is the diagrammatic part which shows about the body cavity, presentation of the body cavity in Acoelomates. In these students, it is the ectoderm. It is the ectoderm that forms the body wall. Okay, it is the body wall. Okay, student, it is the body wall. Ectoderm that forms the body wall. Next, this is the endoderm, student. Endoderm. It is the under one of the layer. Endoderm. Student, endoderm. It is the under one of the layer. It is the ectoderm that forms the body wall. It is the endoderm that forms the food tube or the gut. Wall of the food tube, wall of the gut, digestive tract. It is formed by the endoderm. And between the ectoderm and the endoderm, between the body wall and the gut, okay, that is the space. There is a space. That is the space is totally filled with the mesenchymal fluid.